I do not like growing succulents outside. Today I'm going to show you why that is, and I could really use your help. I'm going to show you what's going on with my succulents, give you a little backstory of what's been happening over the last 4 years, and see if you have any suggestions on how to improve things. We're going to start here in the shady corner of my side yard because it's not quite 110 degrees yet, a little cooler right here. So I have been living at this house for 4 summers now, and one of the things that I noticed when we moved in the fall is that we didn't get any direct sunlight, and I was so excited because it was really bright, but it wasn't direct sun. But then as summer hit, I realized we were going to get full sun all summer long due to this lovely house that is next door to us that blocks the sun in the winter, but the sun is higher in the summer, and so we get full sun in the yard pretty much all day. So there is this one little area right up next to the house next to us that does get some shade. So you can see behind me here I have some succulents growing, and in this area they tolerate the heat. They do okay. But one of the issues that I ran into the first summer is that I just didn't know how much sun different areas of my yard were going to get. So I killed a bunch of succulents from them getting too hot and too much sun. Then the second summer, I decided that they also needed a little bit more water. So I watered more frequently, but then we had an unusually humid summer, and so everything rotted from too much water. Then we get summer number 3 just last year, and instead of watering more like I had the previous year, I watered less. Things were doing a little bit better until we had like a month of extreme heat where we had temperatures over 100, over 110 for weeks longer than we had any other year. So even a lot of the natural vegetation started to die off because it was so hot for so much longer. So now here I am, year 4, trying to figure out what to do. And we're doing okay. June has been a little bit hotter than previous summers, but so far things are surviving. Let me show you what it's looking like. So this is the area where I was standing. So you can see I have some Kalanchoe tomentosa, some panda plant, mother of thousands, and then this is new this summer. This is something that I bought at Home Depot. I pulled it apart, replanted it in some bonsai jack soil and a little bit of coconut coir, and so far it's doing okay. And then I have this big mangave that's potted, and then over here I just have some leaf propagation, a lot of mother of thousands, a lot of panda plant, and I'm just seeing if we can actually propagate anything in the summer outside. So this area stays shaded most of the day. It does get a little bit of afternoon sun, but it's also blocked by this little playhouse, and that's why these succulents are over here, is because the playhouse blocks the sun in the afternoon. But you can see up here I had this, had 2 of these planters hanging side by side, but this one was getting just enough sun midday that I needed to pull it down because it started to get too hot, frankly, and too much sun on it, and so it was burning, and this Echeveria red, I can't remember the exact name of it, started to wilt. So this is the thing that I hate about growing in the outdoors, is the sun changes throughout the year, and so you can keep succulents in the same spot, but for me at least, part of the year, these are gonna get stretched out from not getting nearly enough sun. So the winter, this is gonna be really dark shade, and they're just gonna start to stretch. You can even see right now, these ghost plant, or the ghost plant and the sedums are more green. They don't have their nice purple or orange color to them because they're in the shade. And then this aloe vera is stressed from getting so much heat and not quite enough water, so it's starting to change colors as well. The mangave is one of the best succulents I have found for growing outside in the heat, even in pots or in the ground, but even in pots it's done really well throughout the summer with a lot of sun and a lot of heat. So this one is going on year 2. It used to be in the ground. I pulled it out and repotted it because we're growing a bunch of other random plants to feed our tortoise. So that is the shady corner. Let's look at the problem area. This is my patio, and it gets full sun all day. So right now it's about midday. You can see there's some light where our pergola shade cloth is not covering things. We have some more plants, again, other than succulents, to feed our tortoise. But this arrangement is one of the few things that has survived everything that summer has thrown at it, whether it's the humidity, the heat, the sun, whatever it may be. So this agave truncata, a Perrii truncata, the trailing elephant bush, the barrel cactus, another type of barrel cactus, I think it's a pharaoh cactus, and then this is a myrtillo cactus, dinosaur back cactus. It has done really well, and then this aloe has done surprisingly well also. Most aloes still don't like that much heat and sun, but this thing has survived. It's done really well. I added a little mangave back here, and then I'm also testing out another mangave here and some ice plant, some Delosperma. And then you can see another Aloe nobilis back here. So this one has done pretty well, thanks to being in the shade, or at least partial shade, throughout the day. Things that have not done well, this dinosaur back cactus was gorgeous when I first bought it, and the top of it here still looks pretty good, but you can see along the base here, it had a lot of problems that year. We had high humidity, and it rotted. It did very, very poorly, but it is still surviving, so we're taking it. Other things that I am growing here this year. So this is another arrangement that I bought from Home Depot. I left it as is. I didn't want to change anything. I wanted to see if I could get some of these soft succulents to survive the heat for the summer. You can see these string of bananas are doing pretty well. So this is in like the regular potting soil, whatever Home Depot sells it in. I have not done anything to this arrangement, but you can also see that it is very stretched out. It's lost a lot of color because it's in this area that is in partial shade all day. But when I had it in full shade, it started to get sunburned. So that is the biggest challenge for me with my current yard setup, is finding an area that gets sunlight but not a lot of heat. And again, this is only June, so we still have July, August, and September where we will have temperatures around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. July and August will definitely keep getting in the 110, sometimes 120. September can be 90s and 100. It'll still be pretty hot. And then we've got another mangave that's done pretty well, testing out some sedum rupestre or Angelina here. And then this is my other really, really sad looking Home Depot arrangement. Again, with this one, I did not do anything to it, and it is really, really, really sad. So this stuff is all just like totally melted. You can see though, it's getting a little bit more direct sun right here, so I probably need to pull it out. This Crassula tetragona is totally burned right there, but it's like everything is just melting or wilting. One challenge with growing succulents outside that makes it really difficult to determine what is going on is really apparent in this arrangement. So I'm pretty sure that this is sunburned, that it's been getting too much heat and maybe too much sun. So up here at the top, you can see that it's brown and crispy, but notice how these are yellowing and turning kind of translucent. That is a sign generally of overwatering. It's possible that these have been overwatered, but that is also exactly what it looks like when succulents suffer from too much heat. Same with this poor blue chalk sticks. I honestly don't know. I've only watered it about once a week, maybe not even that much. And yet it looks like it has been overwatered. But again, I'm pretty sure that is just damage from the sun. So there's so much about outdoor growing that is tricky because you don't have control over a lot of things, and so it's hard to know exactly what is causing the problems. The heat is just really rough on succulents, and And again, when I say heat, I mean it's been 110 degrees consistently for the last 2 weeks. We did get a little bit of cooler weather and some rain yesterday, but that's not very typical. And then you can probably see here the problem with this. It needs to be moved as well because it is getting direct sun right there, and that is where it is dying. So this is another ice plant. But interestingly, back here where it's getting a little bit less direct sun, it's doing okay. So that one is burning, but it's just a constant battle to find enough light, enough water, not too much water, but enough, and just keep everything happy in this space that is basically like a giant brick oven. So if you guys have any suggestions on things I might try to improve it. So again, it gets full sun all summer long. We have this shade cloth up here on our pergola. So this area is like the only place other than right up against our neighbor's house that gets shade. But even then, it still gets really hot just from all of the concrete and rock that's surrounding it. I should probably throw out too, I am renting, so I can't change anything about the physical, I can't change anything about the rock or the pavers or anything like that. But if you have any suggestions beyond that, let me know. While I really do love having succulents outside, I think they're beautiful, and in the winter when it's cooler, they look great. It is such a struggle to find the balance of giving them what they need without like making them a really high maintenance plant. That's my whole goal in growing succulents, is to have low maintenance plants. So that's one of the things I love about growing succulents inside. If they're not getting enough light, I can just add more grow lights. I can turn the grow lights on longer. Or if they're not drying out fast enough, I can, change something like that. The temperature is consistent. So I have a lot more control over my indoor succulents, which is one of the reasons why I prefer growing succulents indoors. I don't have to worry about Mother Nature and what she's gonna throw at us. But again, it is also great to have succulents in my backyard and enjoy all of their beauty out there as well. So if you have any suggestions for me, leave them down in the comments, or if you want to share some of the experiences you've had with outdoor succulent growing, feel free to comment as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, share it with all of your succulent loving friends, and I will see you next time.